The space is so crazy. Every day I wake up to more crazy stuff. Just now, take a look at this. Coinbase. They just got deposited 15.3 thousand Bitcoin by Grayscale. That is it's actually $623 million that these guys just deposited to Coinbase. Take a look at what 𝗂𝗏𝗀𝗀𝗀 has just said. He's the senior ETF analyst for Bloomberg. He said, deleted my other one, quoting the whale guy, because somebody earlier was stating that this was $900 million worth of transfers. Anyway, gonna go with Alex. Same message though. Looks like the puking will continue today. Can only hope it's a bit less than this. $500 million is about the limit of manageability for the 9. The 9 being the 9 other spot ETF providers that are basically getting all these inflows. And we'd like the inflows, so the buying of Bitcoin, to combat all the outflows of Grayscale. And then some stuff here has been deleted, but Alex says, based on my tagging, I'm seeing between 620 mil and 780 mil sent this morning, which is the largest settlement between Grayscale and Coinbase Prime I've seen so far. Eric says, still brutal, but then why was the woe guy saying 900 million? Different addresses tagging or tagged as belonging to Grayscale or not is typically reason for discrepancy, but image shared above, which is gone, is from Arkham and shows 15.8 thousand Bitcoin outflows, which are 640 mil at the current price. And officially, 19.2 thousand Bitcoin left Grayscale today, but even then, it's only 780 mil, not 900 mil. But I'm like, what are we talking about, guys? Oh, it's only 800 million, not 900 million. Then again, the details do matter in an instance like this. You might be wondering, Dusty, all right? For all those that are paying attention, if you are, make sure you press that like button. And if you aren't, make sure you press that like button. You might be asking, Dusty, why is your chair over there? It's because I'm actually standing. No, I'm not like 4 feet. I'm like knees on a little cushion because I thought it might be better for posture, you know, to sometimes stand like this. And unfortunately, the desk I have right here is not really movable. It's only in our really nice studio. Anyway, I do not have it in front of me right now, but the details matter because obviously it's a battle of in and out. And Rand from Banter just said as well, wait, if $1 billion of the selling, because that's what's going on in the background, that's a discussion that everybody is having right now, of the selling in the Grayscale Bitcoin fund was actually for FTX liquidators, as reported. That's 1/3 of the total outflows in like the last, or at least since the ETFs came along. That changes the entire picture because if FTX had to liquidate their position, that means we're soon done with all this selling pressure and it's not going to continue for the next couple of weeks. That changed the entire picture. That selling is now done. We could actually get a bounce now. And that could trigger a short squeeze, which could be pretty juicy. But like I was saying, a lot of this stuff is all like short-term debacle, short-term problems. Grayscale, BlackRock, all those guys. They're pushing this narrative hard. It's just some funds they want to get out after being stuck for a very long time. And we talked about this prior when we were discussing the idea of that some people don't care about missing opportunity, but they just care about securing the profit. That's a very heavy difference. Ow, I just bit my freaking lip. Anyway, that's a very big difference between the TradFi and a lot of these crypto companies, where a lot of crypto companies care more about potential future gains, whereas a lot of TradFi companies care more about protecting the gains they've gotten. And I believe a very good part of what we're seeing here as well is just those TradFi institutions hoarding on to the gains that they, well, could have basically lost with in their arbitrage attempt with the whole Grayscale Bitcoin situation. Interesting. JP Morgan estimates about a 50% chance of the SEC approving a Ethereum spot ETF. I thought that was kind of interesting. And I don't want to make you fearful, but Jim Cramer just said, it's unlikely that Bitcoin finds its footing. So I don't want to warn you, but perhaps the time for lows, the time for dumps is already over. And things are about to go absolutely freaking crazy for crypto from here. Like I was said earlier, though, I think I made a video about this a few hours ago. Right now, as we speak, there's also the Binance case that's ongoing. They had an interesting hearing. We, for example, got ourselves the first update. Judge Behrman Jackson has dispensed with the prepared arguments and gone straight to questions. She started with the defense team. She seemed skeptical that an investment contract actually requires a contract. She focused on the scheme language in Howey. She seemed impressed with the reasoning in the Ripple case. Paraphrasing, she said, Ripple was a thorough, well thought through opinion. Like Judge Falia, Judge Jackson indicated she was not persuaded by the major questions doctrine argument. She also expressed skepticism about the due process arguments around fair notice, and there was a lot of back and forth about where SEC authority ends and the CFTC authority begins, because obviously Binance already concluded their stuff with the CFTC. Without a lot of resolution though. There are a lot of issues in Binance that are not present in the Coinbase case, however, and the court is back in session. Questioning of the SEC will now begin. But this was like 15 minutes ago, so we'll have to wait a bit for another update probably later tonight with more updates, because once more, as of this point, the judge is not really buying Binance's defense. From a different perspective, this is a marathon, not a sprint, right? Like I've said on our trading channel though, guys, everything right now is playing out for just massive gains over the next couple of months. So if this is all worrying you, take a step back, take a little time to breathe, because at the end of the day, most of the altcoins you're looking into right now will have crazy gains over the next few months. It's just that right now we're in the middle of figuring some stuff out. We're trying to figure out if we're going to pump or dump just before the halving. But historically, and I think it will happen right now again, after the halving, things are going to pump like crazy. And it might be the month before, it might be right now into the halving as well. But generally speaking, the line is going to look like this just before the halving and then this right after it. So I don't really care what happens beforehand. I've told you on our trading channel exactly how we're setting up our positions for the longer term for the bigger plays. What was also kind of funny over the past couple of hours, by the way, was Brad Garlinghouse apparently saying that Dogecoin is pretty much useless. And here's another point. Now, what I think is going to happen, I've talked about in Dusty Trades. I think a little more retracement before a massive pump. And I've said that most altcoins will do well. I still believe that. But I got to give you a little twist on there. I'm about to show you on the channel over the next couple of weeks what exactly I think will make people the most amount of money. It's buying in early, launch pads, which again, buying in early, and being with the right narrative. If you're just buying these old altcoins from the previous run, you'll make crazy gains. I still believe that. But you'll not maximize them. And my biggest mistake from the previous run is not being exposed enough to riskier things. And I just regretted that a lot later. And since my vision is to minimize regret, what I do is, if I have $1,000, for example, the $1,000 I'll make again, right? You can work, you'll make another 1,000. But the investment opportunity I might not get again. And so I always put up a long story there. The point being, right now that I have such high conviction that the next months are going to be crazy, it could be that we go slightly down lower, right? But over the next 12 to 18 months, I know up is the only way to go. In a sense of will be a significant amount higher over the next 12 to 18 months, in my own opinion. So all I'm just doing is finding the right coins for that little time frame. I'm not thinking too much though about whether or not this is going to work. I'm just looking for which will work the best. And since we've been doing this for so many years, every single day, I've got a good grip on which coins pop off. And I'll be making a lot of videos about that soon, because now this season, it's a lot easier for the normal investor to get themselves good opportunities, but I'll show you everything. Gonna be juicy. Stick around. Make sure you put that bell on so you're never too late for an update. And that's about it.